there, Jay Grazio with Shooting Illustrated, and we're here on the range with another episode of I Carry. Today's episode represents one possible combination for casual carry, like around town on the weekend or heading out after work. Let's take a run through the gear we've chosen. Glock's new G48 is the single-stack 9mm Glock fans have been clamoring for since, well, about 20 minutes after the double-stack G19 hit store shelves. The double-column magazine of the G19 necessitates a much wider pistol than a single-stack, and a thinner gun like the G48 is easier to conceal. Both guns are the same overall length and height, and differ in weight only 3¼ ounces. It's that width, though, that's the big difference. The G48 is a full ½ inch thinner than the G19. That's a significant difference in the ease with which one can conceal the G48. Sure, you do lose 5 rounds of capacity, and that's a critical factor in your EDC gear. Spring for an extra magazine. A G19 in 1 mag is precisely the same capacity as a G48 with 2 mags. Magazines for the G48 with capacity greater than 10 rounds are not currently available, but give it some time. It's almost certain that particular market niche will have options available. It's up to you to decide whether the lower round count of the G48 is or isn't a deal breaker. Other than the dimensional differences, there's hardly any difference between the G48 and the G19, as long as you're comparing the Gen 5. The G48 has the same safe action trigger, the same grip angle, sights, and everything else with which you're familiar in the G19. There's one notable exception. There's no accessory rail on the G48. Since it's thinner, the standard rail won't work. This may change in the future, but for now you're not going to be able to add accessories. We're acknowledging the easier concealability of the G48 with a Galco KingTuk tuckable hybrid holster. This holster system features a molded Kydex shell attached to a leather backing. The theory behind this setup is that the Kydex will offer a precise custom fit that'll keep the handgun in place, while the leather is more forgiving against the skin. This particular variant is, as the name implies, tuckable. You put the holster on the belt inside the waistband, tuck a cover garment over it for extra concealment. The clips are still visible, so it's not completely hidden, but the vast majority of casual observers, it's not going to be seen. Word of caution on these tuckables: while they do offer greater concealment, it comes at the price of accessibility. Rather than just sweeping your cover garment aside to access your firearm, you're going to need to pull it up and out of the belt line, which can eat up precious seconds. It takes quite a bit of practice, which should be done with a blue gun for safety. It's just something to think about. Personally, I prefer to leave the shirt untucked, but I know there are situations that may require it. Since we're talking about concealment and cover garments, let's talk about this proper covert button-up shirt. Designed with concealed carry in mind, the covert features CCW-friendly touches like breakaway snaps down the front for rapid access to your holstered firearm, magnetically sealed chest pockets, and a pattern engineered to break up outlines for maximum concealment. Dedicated gear helps making concealing any firearm easier, and while the Glock G48 is pretty slim and unobtrusive, a proper cover garment makes sure that conceal means conceal. A sturdy pocket knife is another EDC essential, and the Flash FL from Saad is an inexpensive option that's definitely worth consideration. With a 3.44-inch blade constructed of 8CR13 MOV steel, reversible pocket clip and frame lock, the FL is full-featured at an MSRP just over $20. Having a solid but inexpensive pocket knife is invaluable. If you've ever had to unexpectedly go through a metal detector, for example, it's nice to have a knife that can be replaced without too big of a hit on the wallet. Now, if that knife happens to have nicely textured steel handle, a drop point blade, and thumb stud opening, it's even better. The last item in our EDC kit today is another must-have, a good flashlight. Here we're carrying a Surefire stiletto rechargeable unit, which offers 3 settings from 5 lumens up to 650 lumens. The battery is charged using a standard micro USB cable, which is pretty neat. I've got these cables all over my house, in my car, even in my office. There's plenty of opportunity to charge a stiletto when it runs low. Speaking of that, there's a neat little LED light right next to the charging point that gives a quick approximation of charge. Green means it has 90% or greater, red means recharge ASAP, and yellow means you might want to plug it in the next chance you get. In addition, it only weighs 2 ounces, has a pocket clip for easy carry, and even comes with a momentary on tail cap switch. All this in a dirt, impact, and water-resistant polymer body for around $100. It's a lot of value in your EDC life. Be sure to visit shootingillustrated.com for more information on the products above and for other EDC combinations. And, as always, stay tuned for more guns and gear on I Carry.